Good morning, Felipe. Good morning, everyone. Happy to be here in this new edition of the Ecosystem Recap. I hope everybody is doing well. We have a few updates for you today, as always. And why not start by talking about things around us that may have some impacts on Cartesi, like we usually do, Felipe?
Sure. Hey, Eric, how are you doing? Hey, everyone. I love the first Monday of every month because we get to be here together, talking a little bit of the community and the contributors that I don't talk to them necessarily every day, to every single one of them every day. So it's nice to have this call. So a lot has happened in this past month on the community on the Cartesi community, but also in the Web3 industry, right? A lot of things that actually point to Cartesi, which is always quite interesting. So we like to say that we're good at predicting the future. And we did that, of many different things, right? Like rollups and optimistic fraud proofs and alt VMs and so on. And I think this past month was a little bit in that direction as well. So there were two very interesting posts from Vitalik on Ethereum Magicians. One of them was about the security and finalization and speed of finalization for rollups. So everyone talks a lot about ZK, right, Eric? People love ZK, and ZK is a very good tech, but there's a lot of complexity hidden behind ZK. And then, they sometimes people admit that, and then Vitalik did a very good job admitting that. And it ended up with him writing a post about this idea of 2 out of 3 provers to make sure that these rollups and all tools are secure. So the idea is that you'd have on every rollup 3 different ways of proving it: trusted execution environments, ZK, and fraud proofs. And then you would settle the rollup on 2 out of these 3 methods agreeing. So I guess, what does that mean, Eric?
It sounds like great news. Let's say if fraud proof is to be implemented by every single serious L2 out there as a fallback method, as extra security, I think we have a lot to contribute, right? Especially with PRT coming out. We're going to talk about this soon, and with Dave being recognized as the best fraud-proof algorithm in the industry. So that makes me very positive and optimistic about our role in the future. There is also another thing, right? I think there was another thing that happened recently. Vitalik also created a post about a big pivot for the execution of Ethereum, basically replacing the EVM for a RISC-V architecture VM. That was quite a surprise for me, but also very good news, right? I think it's another evidence that we kind of had a crystal ball, a technology crystal ball from the early days, and another area that we have a lot to contribute to in the discussions.
Yeah, I think it's the power of open standards, right? You have this RISC-V ISA that is has a lot of effort from a lot of different teams. It's a simple enough architecture. The EVM is not going away, but they want to run the EVM on top of RISC-V, so that's going to make it much easier to prove. There's a big overhead when ZK proving the EVM and so on. So that's nice because that brings a lot of teams working on RISC-V to Ethereum, right? And well, I've already told some Ethereum people that we have a lot of expertise in RISC-V, so we are here to contribute.
Exactly.
And it's similar to what you were saying in the previous point, Eric, that fraud will have a great fraud proof, and I was expecting every optimistic rollup to, especially the app chains, to use Dave, right? But now actually there's a role in which every single rollup, including the ZK's rollups, they use Dave as well as a security fallback. So same thing with RISC-V, right? I was eventually expecting lots of RISC-V rollups of VMs based on RISC-V. We already see a lot of ZK VMs based on RISC-V, but moving to RISC-V, that caught me off guard. Still not decided, but they are having some deep debates about it, so that's cool.
Yeah, it always made a lot of sense, right? The reason why we chose RISC-V, we wanted to run an operating system on top of it, and it is an open standard, and it has a very simple instruction set compared to other standards, and this is finally being recognized, and that's great. Great news.
Great news.
All right, so let's get into the updates.
Let's do it. Let me share my screen here. Nice. So we are in May, huh? The year is flying by super quick.
Indeed.
All right. We'll start with Cynthia for marketing highlights. This is, I've heard, the favorite part of many people. Where are you, Cynthia?
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, Cynthia.
Hi, how are you all doing? Eric, Felipe?
Very good.
Good. I was just thinking that today it's May 5 of month 5 of 2025. So this symmetry feels like a good moment to kick off such a call, right? Already, so yeah, I'm ready to present you here another colorful puzzle of last month highlights. And let me start from the right side of what you are seeing now. So we had two pieces of news that got everyone's attention last month and were featured in media. First, it was the foundation announcement of the buyback of $500,000 worth of CTSI. So our community was excited to hear this as a proof of confidence in the project and in the token. And this news got also featured in many outlets like the Crypto News, like CoinCodex, like CryptoWiser, Blockchain Reporter, U2Day, Blogster, Cointelegraph in Brazil, and also many others from the Chinese market as well. And then, so this was nicely received from everyone. Then second, as you were mentioning earlier, we all learned about the Vitalik article that proposed this change to Ethereum execution environment from AVM to RISC-V, the famous open source instruction set nowadays, because now it's famous. Everyone got to learn and to hear more about it. And while everyone who read the article understood that there are different use cases and the design choice were motivated by different goals between this Vitalik approach and Cartesi approach, it still served, right, as a strong validation from Vitalik for this architecture, and it put in the spotlight many projects, 3-4 projects that are already using it along with Cartesi. And at this core, at the core of the news, I would argue that the aim is the same. If you allow for this marketing stretch, like the goal is to simplify the execution layer, right? And everyone is converging now to this path. Hope I'm not wrong here, Felipe.
Although we take a more radical stance, right? We're using RISC-V to give people a broad range of tools. Whereas I think for Ethereum, they want to basically remain simple in their original specification of language and so on, we're taking a step further. But for sure, because we have a lot of knowledge and a lot of things implemented for RISC-V, we have a lot to share in terms of knowledge with them as well, and some possible new opportunities in the future for further integrations.
For sure. So in this context, Cartesi was featured in different media outlets, in Crypto Daily and Coinpedia, and also HackerNoon published a very nice article exactly with your perspectives, with the perspectives of our hosts here, Felipe and Eric. And I would like to invite everyone to read it. As always, you find these articles on our website as well. If you go to Community Hub, scroll down to the news and media features sections, and there you have them. Give them a read. And this, of course, it's a joint PR effort together with our PR agencies globally and regionally. We have some support in Brazil as well, in China. So the PR vertical, it's working hard. Awareness is being generated for Cartesi in the media. And to move forward, next we have nails, Cartesi nails, and our colleague Shiani tap into different audiences, break down a Cartesi explainer in a more creative way. And overall, she contributed to generated more mindshare on X. And this is something that I'll encourage everyone to keep tweeting, to keep yapping, as they say nowadays. And of course, the new owners of the affiliate badges, please, to make the most out of them. Because after all, team-led marketing is winning over everything else, right? So let's do this together. And on the creative side, we are working on a coprocessor illustrative explainer. You see the penguin there. It's yet to reveal it, but keep an eye on our social media channels. We got new emojis on Discord and some new additions on Telegram as well to sprinkle some more color onto these channels. And speaking of Telegram, we hosted a very fun campaign for Easter. We introduced an AI agent to interact with everyone and distribute some token rewards. The energy was very high during the Easter weekend. It was great to witness this agent at work, like answering everyone's question. And we hosted a vote after to see if we can keep it longer term, if the community wanted, and all the votes were positive. And so like this, here we are with a new member of the family. And if you didn't try it yet, I know some of our Cartesians really played with it. Karsten was like testing it live in the channel, feeding them more technicalities. And I will invite you to try it out. The model was trained on Cartesi materials. The answers are quite clever. It might not be always perfect, in what stage AI is. But yeah, of course, we are ideating more campaigns. So let's just keep the momentum going on this.
They're so nice. I had a chat with Pushy. Yeah. Such a friendly persona,
Yes, indeed. And
don't have to worry about accuracy. I'm sure that Pushy or whatever agent is going to get very, very clever very fast. So I'm not worried about it.
It's a good start for sure. It's a good start, and we enjoyed. Like, it brought some fun in the community, and it's always interesting to see also the community questions and what they're asking it and how he goes around the predictions. That he's very like staying on the safe side on the market movements. And yeah, please try it out if you haven't. And more marketing news on the podcast side. So we had the Citizen Web3 podcast going live, featuring our dear Gabriel Coutinho, our researcher, the father of Dave. And check it out, please, to see how life is like the frontier of knowledge, how he put it out there. Another podcast, Block by Block, is in the pipeline, expected to go live soon with our master of ceremonies here, Felipe. Another one, it's in the pipeline with Joao, recording soon, and we are actively pitching other podcasts as well. So yeah, stay tuned and let's support together our favorite podcasters. And then lastly, I added there for transparency also our stats for X channel for the past month. We're seeing positive results. We are seeing an increase like 39% in impressions, all green there, more profile visits, more replies, more increased engagement. So we keep pushing forward on that front. We also launched our mirror channel, and starting this week, we'll be publishing more intensely on Warpcast as well. So we hope to have your support in this and to grow our mindshare collectively everywhere. And yeah, although more things are in pipeline, I think that's all I can share right now. And that's a wrap. And of course, any feedback, ideas, our channels are open. Needless to say, like anyone, it's welcome to reach out, to get in touch, to co-create with us, to contribute to the success of the project. We are receptive to feedback, so we are in this together. That's it from my side.
That is a pretty decent update, Cynthia, for putting everything together.
Of course, thank you so much. I will see you next month then.
All right.
Well, I will see you more in the meantime in our meetings, but publicly.
People are expanding on your numerology here on the chat. They're saying day 5 of month 5, 2025, the year of RISC-V.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. So,
yes.
Have 5 nails.
It's a very good omen.
Yeah, that's it. So I'll use the opportunity of marketing to tell everyone to retweet the live stream, share, and talk to your friends about Cartesi, talk to your friends about RISC-V, talk to your friends about penguins, and
give people 5 reasons to talk about Cartesi with their friends, Felipe.
Nice. It's gonna be hard to choose just 5.
All right.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
All right. So what's coming up? I guess everyone knows the script by now. So Grantee's ecosystem and Cortec. Let's go straight up to Grantee updates. What's cooking on the app side? Raw builds, no curation, no filter. We'll start off with a fan favorite, drawing canvas. Hello, Dimitar.
Hello, Mr. Dimitar. How are you doing?
Doing great. How are you? How are you doing?
Doing good, my friend.
Nice to hear it. Excited times. Obviously, a lot of things are happening on the crypto market in general. So hopefully we will be able to catch the vibe and move forward and build something meaningful for the Ethereum community as well. So I believe this is the main goal for now, especially with all the stuff happening the last month or so. Let me quickly update the stuff on the drawing canvas end. We've been preparing our application for the last probably 3 months. The original idea for today was to have a quick demo, but we decided to push it back a bit and use the time to deploy the latest Cartesi node and Rollups versions to our infrastructure. So this is something that we're still doing and probably we'll finish it by tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. And we'll use our social media to announce the release of the Testnet official version of the latest drawing canvas. And of course, all the other Cartesi channels. And we'll find the right way to communicate with the audience all the new stuff that we prepared for the public. Obviously, the Cartesi team been working a lot the last months, and we are trying to catch up with all the latest things that they developed and use the very latest version on our infrastructure in order to get the maximum performance of the application. And we think that it's the right moment to update everything before we actually invite people to start playing with what we have and interrupt it in the middle to catch up with all the latest stuff. So sorry guys, I know that I promised that we'll show you the application today, but it will be in the next days. We'll use the X social media to announce it, and of course we'll talk to the guys from the marketing team to help us with the way to spread the news with the rest of the community and invite everyone to play with the application. Otherwise,
so please Cartesi fans, remember to follow Drawing Canvas on X.
Absolutely.
And see the announcements coming soon. And by the way, Peter, what's your plan regarding the time for mainnet? What's your plan with testnet and then plans for mainnet?
The plan currently is to have a really basic campaign running on testnet. That will be just to test the way that the application is working with a wider audience. And if this campaign is going well, immediately after that, we can release to mainnet. I don't see any blockers moving to mainnet technology-wise. So we just have to see how it performs in a test environment, catch all the latest feedback, and improve all the latest minor things that will come with the usage of the application. And then probably, let's say, if we have the application running on testnet later this week with the latest Cartesi Rollups version 2, which is currently alpha, I believe by the end of May, we can have mainnet on the pipeline. So it will be a nice, basically result of what we're doing.
That's great. After all, drawing canvas doesn't require you to put your money there, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just your creativity, yeah.
Especially with the help of Espresso, all the transactions currently are for free, so you're not paying any taxes, using the Espresso layer to submit your transaction to the blockchain and to Cartesi rollups. And yeah, basically you can enjoy everything simply by using the web application and all the technology that we implemented there.
That's great.
Nice. Excited about it, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm excited as well.
Awesome.
All right. Stay tuned. Everyone stay tuned here. And thank you, Dimitar.
Thank you.
Let's go to our next. Thank you very much.
So next up, our SimCity World Tycoon.
Howdy, guys. Thank y'all for having me. You know, it's an exciting day. So first of all, for everyone watching or listening, you'll see a QR code on the slide over there. Make sure to scan the QR code and join the playtest. This is going to be pretty private. So if you're listening to the call, you're getting a little bit of alpha. So World Tycoon is officially done. We've finished the CGP grant. The MVP is playable. We've had a series of core contributors actually play the game live. I think it's pretty interesting. And I think my favorite core contributor that played the game is none other than Carlo. He played the game and lost all of his money. I think it's hilarious. So we're looking forward to having the community play the game, build the Cartesi ecosystem within World Tycoon, build your own city. And kind of why this is important, or this update is it's live on Testnet. And we're currently doing the base batches, the online hackathon that base is hosting, with an aim to make it live on mainnet by May 17th. We're going to have it live for people to play. Mainnet's going to need a little bit more testing as there's more money involved. But if you are watching this on any platforms, scan the QR code, join us in Discord. I'll send you some Sim token, and you can actually play the game. Felipe, if you want, you can play the YouTube video, and you'll see how people are able to log in. There's going to be a lot more updates. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us kind of anywhere you want. But yeah, I'm hyped. I'm so excited. Everyone should be too.
Nice. I'm definitely excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when are we gonna have some live stream of people building cities?
I'm kind of tempted to make one today. I'm kind of tempted to just record myself playing for an hour or so and then post it all over Twitter.
Nice. So everyone follow at Zach Prater on X.
Yeah. No, we have to build the hype around it. I mean, on-chain SimCity is kind of impossible anywhere else. To think that one of our head of engineering, Danilo Turner, joined an experiment week and took the 1989 SimCity game engine and brought it to Web3 kind of blows my mind to think about. I wasn't even born during that time. And he brought it to Web3. Web3 wasn't even an idea at that time. That's huge.
Nice. I'll play the demo now. Let me know if you can hear the sound.
Oh, there's no sound.
Oh, that's even
okay,
better.
everyone. So make sure you play the game and follow Zach the magician.
Yeah. And if you're watching this, you're getting some alpha. Scan the QR code. That's the only way to join the chat. If you're not watching this, too bad. You have to rewatch it. So that's the application. We have to bridge tokens inside of the application in order to play. The bridging process is really easy. Something that's amazing about Cartesi is every application is its own app chain. So we're able to make that a lot more secure for applications. We're able to scale it a lot better as well. One thing that we're working to implement is actual smart sessions or smart wallets to where you don't need to approve every transaction. You'll see projects such as Mega ETH did this. Well, Cartesi kind of can be one of the first ones to do it as well. That's my city. That's what I need to build up today. Maybe I'll make a live stream. Who knows? But yeah, build the Cartesi ecosystem. We might change the name of all the sim people to Cartesians, but I like it.
Awesome. That's so cool, man. It blows my mind.
No, I'm really excited because it's impossible anywhere else. I think it's a perfect showcase of what Cartesi can be, and it's a really powerful machine for people to be able to use. To think that we took something from the 80s and brought it to Web3, it makes me think that there's probably millions of applications that are open source that we can bring. So I like it. Thank you all for having me on.
Awesome. That's the spirit.
Sure.
Oh, thank you, Bruno.
All right. Awesome, Zach. Thank you so much.
Of course. Scan the QR code, everyone. All right. I'll see y'all.
All right, Zach. Take care.
So I'll join the play test right after this call. Huh?
Of course.
Hope to see you there, Eric.
Yeah.
Awesome. Next up, we have a board game framework. Lucas.
Hey guys.
Hello, Lucas. Good. How are you?
Hi. Nice. Thanks for having me. Okay, so we have advanced with the board game framework on Think and Dev. We managed to finish milestone 3 and 4. We have also advanced with the latest milestone, the 5 and 6. We have managed to adapt the lobby system from board game to work within the CVM, which is huge. So now the dApps can have multiple games in the same CVM running, and there can be multiple players playing different games at the same time. That's great. We can also also integrated XMTP, which is a decentralized chat, which allow us. This is something that we didn't want to have within the CVM. It's not something that we want the chat to be within the CVM. There was no need for that, but we like the idea to have a decentralized way of chatting. So we integrated this solution. It's working great. You sign initial when you connect to the game, you sign a payload from XMTP, and you are able to chat within the game. And finally, we managed to integrate the run from within the game. We have worked with a middleware to actually pause all the operations on the CVM until we get the run token. I don't know if you guys know, but the run is the central randomness protocol. So you need to get the token from the run chain in order to actually be able to get the randomness. And the difficulty here was to replicate this on the CVM, to make it in a way in which it would make sense in a decentralized environment like the Cartesi machine, right? So this allows us to get the token in when we need it, and anyone that wants to replicate that in the future can know which token we got and can replicate the logic with the same token, and it will get the same randomness that we got in the moment, and it will be able to replicate and check and validate that everything was run correctly and as expected. It was a real challenge for us. We had to add this middleware in the Cartesi machine to kind of pause everything because we needed the run token, which is off the CVM. So we created a DRAM provider, which is running outside the CVM, and the provider is listening for the needs of DRAM token from the Cartesi machine. And once it detects that DRAM is needed, it provides it. It goes to the DRAM network, gets a new token, and provides it to the CVM. And the CVM, from that moment on, continuous processing in the correct order. So yeah, I think that's all we got. This is very important for the board game because it might not be something that you can actually see easily in the results, but I think it enables for more options for different games to be configured with the board game. It allows for more scalability. It also enables the chat function enables multiple different communications within the game and socialization, which is also great and kind of one of the reasons that players might play the game. So yeah, I think that's a great advancement. We have a pending milestone, which is a challenge we are already tackling, that is the secrets. But we have already a solution in mind, and we will try to progress with that.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys using a demo game to test the platform?
Yeah, we are using the Chinchon, which is a game, I think, from Argentina. I don't know if anyone in the rest of the world is playing, but there's an implementation of the Chinchon for the board game, and we were using that to test this. We started using the tic-tac-toe for the previous milestones, but the Chinchon was greater. We wanted to integrate another game because first, it shows that the board game can be used for different games. Tic-tac-toe is one kind of game, and Chinchon is a card game. It's totally different game. So it allows us to show that it can be used for different games. And also, Chinchon has much more randomness in it. So it was great for us to test the run integration.
Cool. And is it something that you guys would be able to demo to the community at some point?
Yeah, we have recorded 2 videos for these milestones. I'm not sure if you guys wanted to show it here. We can. We have already sent a message in the updates Discord channel, and you guys can check it there if you want. Maybe they are too long to show them here, but yeah, you can see the idea there in the videos. We show the randomness being gotten on the cars shuffling, and we also show the chat mechanism.
Yeah, it would also be interesting to have a testnet version people could play with. Yeah, the process, the project is the example. I mean, the Chinchon game is in an examples folder in the repo, so you guys can. We have modified all the repo because we had in the previous milestones we had been working with one repo for everything. We moved to a kind of mono repo structure. We believe it's a much more cleaner way to show and to have the different components, because now that we have the DRAM middleware, the DRAM provider, the examples, and the package itself, is like there is a lot of stuff there. So we try to move it to a mono repo structure, so it's better organized. So you guys can access the examples folder. You can run it on your own machine if you want. You can test it there. It should run straightforward. It's pretty documented there in the readmes. But let us know if you guys cannot run it, and we can help to configure. It sounds good, Lucas.
Okay.
All right, thank you for the update.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Lucas.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Next up, we have Michael from RISC-V plus Cartesi integration. I saw a podcast with Michael recently talking about this. Hey, Michael.
Hi, Felipe. Hi, Eric. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Beautiful. Okay, so I have some pretty good updates for this integration. And I'm excited to announce that we've officially completed the RFP deliverables for integrating RISC-V proofs into the Cartesi ecosystem. So this includes a fully documented implementation and a template code for developers to start with. And last week, Wednesday, a podcast episode, Brain to Bosses into episode 8, I think, was launched, where Joao and I had a conversation. We unpacked the technical ideas and thinking behind the work. So the goal for this entire integration was not just to prove that it's possible, but also to create something usable and also give the developers tools and examples and the right mental models to be able to replicate this into real world use cases and applications. And the big win so far has been that Cartesi applications can now validate complex off-chain computations using zero-knowledge proofs without needing to rerun them inside the virtual machine. So rerunning computations is redundant and sometimes slow, and you cannot just trust off-chain results completely because that's also risky. So now with RISC-V providing verifiable proof that a computation happened correctly, Cartesi dApps can just scale up their logic and tap into external processes and still remain fully trustless. So we've been able to shift Cartesi from just running Linux to verifying anything that runs on Linux securely and much efficiently. And for the bigger picture, I think the work bridges the gap between general purpose CK proving and Cartesi verifiable Linux rollups or processor, whatever way you look at it. So in the modular blockchain stuff, I think we mostly talk about separating concerns like DA, execution, settlement, consensus, and whatever. So this integration mainly enhances the execution layer. And specifically, we are bringing trustless off-chain execution into the field. So now you can prove the results of a long, expensive computation and simply verify it inside Cartesi. So it's a step toward more powerful and scalable, interoperable dApps. That one that looks more like real world software, and also a push towards everything with envision for Web3 so far. So it's been a very fantastic journey. The developer advocacy unit has also reviewed the documentation and then the code. Everything is working as expected. And I think for the next steps within the next couple of weeks or months, we expect to see more real-world use cases leveraging this integration to build real-world applications. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank
you for that, please.
I recommend everyone to go listen to the podcast to understand better. I think go in depth there. Awesome. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
All right, next up to the ecosystem updates. We'll have the other person on the podcast that we were talking about. Hello, João.
Sorry, everyone. Seeing my cameras sometimes go a little crazy, so let me adjust here. Okay, I'm back. How's everyone?
Good, John. How are you?
Good. I'm gonna take the opportunity to talk a little bit about this that we just mentioned on the podcast and Michael's RISC-V tutorial. It was really nice to have someone from the community contributing to Mugen docs and what will come to later be general official docs, right? So to our tutorial section, it's really nice to see it working. And one of the things we're doing, and the first topic that I'm going to talk about, the docs revamp research, is adding structures and how for anyone to be able to contribute to the docs externally, right? So we're establishing some guidelines to have a better and easier way for the community to feel free to contribute, which is going to be really nice. Now, we're doing this whole docs revamp research where we are looking into so many resources and so many things to improve our docs. We did get some very, very, very good feedback on our documentation lately, but we always think there is room for improvement. So we want to tackle like the 4 biggest pillars of documentation and tutorials, how-to guides, explanation, and reference. And we're trying to better structure those, and at the same time, having split paths to different products that we have, right? So people can have better understanding of what is the Cartesi machine, what are the fraud proofs, what is and how to use Cartesi rollups, and what is and how to use the Cartesi coprocessor. This way, there is a path for everyone that's interested in anything that Cartesi does to actually use Cartesi in its full potential, right? So yeah, we've been working a lot on that, adding espresso documentation, adding coprocessor documentation, and in the why it's important there, you can see that I put the same thing twice and just swapped content to tools and tools to content, because content and tools are things that run hand in hand, and we have to update tools that we deliver, like high-level frameworks. We are already updating the Rust and Go frameworks to the new Node version, and to be able to be compatible with coprocessors. Soon we're gonna do NPRs for the Python high-level framework as well. And at the same time, improving the tooling, helping on the CLI, helping on no-nodo. So all of this has to come hand in hand for whenever the new solutions are ready, the new versions of the solutions are ready, we have everything in order for people to feel free and to be able to use and take the best experience possible. Also, we have 2 new episodes of the podcast, right? The latest one was with Michael, as you just mentioned. And another one that was really cool was with our on-developer advocate, Shaheen. And he talked about Comet. He talked about Scribble, and some things that I think are very important in developer experience, how to create good developer experience, how to create good documentation, how to create good tutorials, which is something that I think we have a very good know-how here in Cartesi, but we haven't had the opportunity to talk a lot. So I think it's a very nice podcast for everyone to listen to as well.
Nice. I love the podcasts. I listen to them every time. João is a very good host, you know.
Thank you, man.
Charismatic.
So sometimes I get helps of some very good hosts as well, including yourself, man.
All right.
All right.
What else?
João.
It was a very prolific update, so quick and to the point.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, João.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Next up, we have
Felipe,
Bruno.
I think you'll have to hurry up a bit, huh?
Yeah, trying to hurry up.
Hey guys,
Hello,
Bruno.
GM. Such a lovely update from the community, right? Amazing to see so powerful applications coming live thanks to the Cartesi protocol stack. And I think I will use that as a hook to get a step back and why all of those things matters, right? We're seeing more and more people talking about how blockchain is amazing, how adoption is coming, etc., etc. But there's a clear frustration on don't see those things materialize, right? Adoption will come only when you see applications starting to solve real people's life problems, and then people come and adopt the technology, not by the technology, but what the benefits they're bringing to us, right? And in that light, this is what drove the whole work of ecosystem recently, right? Starting from experiment more variations of what our technology can be used with the coprocessor, but as well bringing more applications or to a reality and for partners, and those applications, let's say, solving pain points from the society, and is where you see adoption coming and as well reputation comes. So if Cartesi protocol stack start being used for such applications, not only the visibility and adoption will come, but also the whole reputation will be built around that, and will clearly attach Cartesi technology to a useful application or technology for society, right? And that's why the 2 words of the month I chose was reputation and tech, adoption and tech reputation. In the update itself, aside of exploring more things with AI, that our protocol stack has a nature fit for that. Aside of bringing more experimentations to the coprocessor and helping polish the protocol, and also work with marketing on a lot of content that will be required to give a proper positioning of this potential product to the community. What we most have been doing is working closely with Wolfie, and they have tons of updates for us today, and some very interesting ones. And I'd like to use my space here to go super fast, as Eric said, and invite actually Guto to come to the stand and explain why Cartesi matters, how Cartesi is being used to make society better, and what he's up to with Cartesi in Brazil.
Welcome, Guto.
Let's see.
Oh, okay. I think now it's working. Hello, everyone. Hi, Felipe. Hi, Eric. It's always a pleasure to be here. I always enjoy to show the improvements and how we have been exploring Cartesi as part of the community. As I always say, the students, they love the idea, they love the experience, and there is always some new students want to develop something, bring new ideas, and using Cartesi as part of the learning process, right? So that's really interesting. And one of those students, they recently posted in X an update with a link of GitHub and the tutorial of the implementation of machine learning algorithms running on Cartesi machine. So what we are asking here is to the community to experiment, to give us feedback and let us know what they think about these AI technology and algorithms that, in my opinion, has a huge potential in this area. And why is that? Because it's very aligned with the privacy and data protection laws that is very discussed nowadays. It even is linked, or could link these with the two other fronts that we have here. I think all of you remember when I mentioned here that we have two huge projects, one with the municipality of Niterói and another one with the bike startup. And those two, we have already a POC that has been shown to them. And the municipality, they loved the POC. We've managed the bus and the public to access the bus and make some complaints to the municipality, and also to fiscalize the contracts with the buses and the municipality. And they loved that, and they are looking for ways to put these available for the public, which is really nice and amazing to see these, that we may have not only a service to the society, but also part of the service running with Cartesi. So we are really expecting to have something really huge soon, right? And the other one is that the startup, they loved the ideas with the municipal with the bike, and they asked a new POC, including new features. All of them is very connected to the idea of running on the top of a blockchain using Cartesi, such as carbon compensation, bike tokens to usage control, and the incentives of for the system that includes moving the bike from point A to point B. So this is part of the real cases that we are trying to bring to Cartesi right now, right? And if we go ahead for the next slide, I think I mentioned here that the National Observatory of Blockchain is already possible to use Cartesi. And if you remember, they have a Bezel network, but we developed an API that you can have Cartesi running on Bezel. It's also available. We have sent in the past some links for that. The feedbacks are also welcome. But now what they are asking us is to, first of all, make a full process of requirement for anyone in the community that want to use Cartesi, how they could use. Part of that's documented already, but other part requires machines and things like that they want to offer to the community. So it's also something that we are going to make available. But what's more interesting is that they are going to offer to the community. When I say here community, it means all the universities in Brazil, all the startups connected to universities in Brazil, a lot of new devs that are part of the Hackers do Bem, or I don't know how they call this in English, but this program that's huge in the MCT ministry in Brazil. So they're going to offer a course which is a Web3 hands-on, and the hands-on is going to be based on Cartesi, right? So this is an opportunity to new devs to learn about Cartesi, to see the potential of Cartesi running on the top of the National Observatory of Blockchain. So I think it's a nice exposure for Cartesi to new devs, to people learning all over the country. So this is the updates from here, and I always love to bring this to the community.
This is amazing news, Guto. Very happy to hear. Not only that you guys are pollinating, spreading Cartesi around in the academic world in Brazil, but also coming up with real products that can serve the public. It's amazing.
Yeah, I agree, Eric, and it's always I love to collaborate with all of you. Thanks a lot for the collaboration. Long time.
It's a pleasure, Guto. Let us know if you need anything.
I'm very well supported with Bruno, Zach, and Carlo, and they always give me good feedbacks. Interactions is really good. So no worries. Thank you.
You are in good hands.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Let's move on to the nerdy stuff.
Yes.
Cortec updates. So today, actually, Milton prepared the slides, but he can't be here. So I'll just, he asked me to read the slides and talk a little bit about it. But yeah, we have PRT Honeypot on testnet. He wrote here that it's working pretty much as expected, but there are some efficiency adjustments underway to make it operational. You can follow up the progress on our Discord if you want to hop in, help test, help fix. We do all research in public. But it's super cool to see this coming up. Soon we'll have a live honeypot of PRT on mainnet, and then people can hack it, try to hack it, right? Try to hack it and try to trick PRT. I don't think they'll be able to, but let's see. You have always some very clever hackers. We continue.
That's actually a very important update, huh? When we're in our role to get to stage 2 as a roll-up solution.
That's for sure. But expect a few more versions on testnet, because every time you put something out there, you start to improve it and figure out. So this is probably not the final version on testnet, but it's coming pretty soon, which is super exciting. We've been waiting a long time to have working fraud proofs, and once we do, I think everything's going to change. At the same time, Rollups V2, the maturation cycle is continuing. There's been some great alpha releases, so great kudos to Victor Fusco, who is leading this initiative alongside with Claudio Silva. They're releasing new alphas. A lot of people are testing. I've heard some great experiences from there. It's a multi-dApp node, so it's gonna drive costs down a lot. They have been adjusting the JSON RPC API and also improving some data availability features, so it's easier to connect to, say, Espresso, Avail, and these other chains as well. New snapshot capabilities. So So now the snapshot, you can save a snapshot of the machine, every input, every epoch, or never, if you never want to do it. That helps a lot of being able to start the machine faster, to save the state and so on. And there's a new explorer for V2 Alpha. It's already out, so you can already check it out. So it's been a great month on the Rollups V2 front, and the PRT front as well. So
it's a solid improvement, a solid news of release.
Yeah, it's nice to see the progress every month. We accomplish a lot. And we also have some updates on the coprocessor front, which Carsten is going to come up to talk a little bit about.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Carsten.
Carsten.
So just a little very quick update about the coprocessor. So one of the things the machine emulator team has done is put out Cartesi machine 0.19.0 alpha 3, in case anybody was looking for a long version of things, which comes with a lot of new improvements in speed and so on. And we have spent that time kind of like getting this to work with the coprocessor as well. One of the major changes that has happened in Eigenlayer recently is what they call operator sets, or rather, they call it slashing in the marketing. And we have basically now pretty much completed our new deployments on Holosky of the coprocessor supporting these new operator sets. So let's say, when slashing is available, it is something we are potentially ready for. A lot of good work has gone into merging the coprocessor CLI that we're using during the experiment week and the real Cartesi CLI. And we have switched also our kind of like internal infrastructure and tests over to this new coprocessor, let's say the merged CLI, to kind of like make sure everything is working when it gets into the hands of users. One of the most kind of like one of the features that were kind of requested a bit as part of the experiment week was the error code. So basically, let's say if your computation causes an exception or you reject it or something like that, it's something that, let's say, the smart contract should be aware of when it gets settled into the chain. And it's something we implemented and are deployed as part of the new smart contracts that we have on Holosky. Also, one thing we contributed to was that we modernized the Cartesi Discord bot a little bit and got a brand new way of doing captchas and new way of doing invite codes. So we're hoping to kind of like use that to more, let's say, organized, take people, for example, when they're watching something like this or when they're events and so on, and kind of bring them into a proper builder flow, kind of like when people come in. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the coprocessor.
Can you talk a little bit more about the Discord bot? What was the improvements? How is it different for the newcomers?
So I don't know how many people have experienced the Cartesi Discord bot recently, but basically when you're joining the Cartesi Discord, you need to essentially contact the bot and solve a captcha and those kind of things. But this was done in a way where a couple of years ago on Discord, this was pretty normal that, let's say, you got a DM when entering, but instead nowadays, most people click, I don't want to be messaged by anybody by the server. So basically, a lot of people that wanted to kind of join had difficulties actually joining the Discord. So what switched was that now you basically, when you join the Discord, you see a button, you click it, captcha is showing up in the same place, then a modal is showing up that you can put the captcha into. And then basically it's a flow that feels much more integrated and a little more up to date. And well, the place needed a new set of paint, basically. A second thing we enabled is what we call the invite codes. So basically, you can put on a QR code or in a post or anything like that, a particular invite code that you can use in that part of the flow, and then takes you to a particular thing. For example, let's say we met at Back to the Future event, and basically kind of like manage much better. And then what it does is it pops up and asks, well, why are you here, right? And then tells kind of like the world, this person joined because you're here because of this, to kind of start a conversation. Because if there's anything developers really need is they need to feel belonging when they actually come to the Cartesi builder community.
That's awesome. Yeah, we'll have to make some work to. So Discord is the place we all get together, right? It's the place that we do the research, the development. It's the place that we answer questions, that we talk about ideas, that we share useful links. So I think every improvement to the ecosystem there is great. Please, everyone, give some feedback on this Discord bot. If you have friends joining the Discord channel, that would be great. We are always looking to improve the organization there, the number of channels, the focus areas, the onboarding process, and so on. That's a great initiative, guys.
All right. Thank you, Carson.
Thank you.
All right. Eric, right on time.
I think we are finishing on time, Felipe, and it was good. I think it was a good session, pretty solid developments, especially when it comes to core, right? PRT and Node V2. Those are very important milestones. Very interesting things happening on the BD side as well. Also, good advancements in the applications. So, good things. Good things.
Yeah, for sure. So see everyone on the next call on June 2nd to keep up with the final stretch of the Rollups V2, to check up on the Honeypot, and to see how the ecosystem is progressing. Awesome.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.